Hello guys, good evening. Welcome to the IS Network. For today, we are going to discuss the current affairs of 30th of September. Join me as soon as it's possible. Then I'll start the discussion of some of the important topics for today. Very important topics, guys. The first topic important it is one, the actual difference between the bank amalgamation versus bank merger. What is the major difference between these two? The second topic for today, guys, economic stimulus. How far it has been given by the government of India, and what is the major difference between these two? Green strategic partnership, what exactly it is, and to which of the country India has recently tied up. The fourth topic for today, guys, it is bold QIT project, in which of the area of India it has been launched, and what is the importance of this particular project specifically for the country like India. The next topic for today, guys, it is Forest Right Act and what exactly it is. And the last topic for today, guys, it is Malabar Exercise and what are between which of the countries it is generally conducted. So try to remember all of the points, were very important type of points, guys. So let's start the discussion with the first topic for today, bank amalgamation versus bank merger. Try to remember all of the things in this regard. See, the major difference between the bank amalgamation and bank merger, it is guys, try to remember it. Bank merger, very important. The first one is, guys, under the bank amalgamation, the new two entities, there are two separate entities which they are actually merged. Let's say bank A and bank B, they are generally merged, and after being merged to these type of banks, these two banks, the new entity, please try to remember it, new entity or new bank, that is called as bank C. It is generally created. This is something so called bank amalgamation. Let's suppose, again I'm repeating it, it is, guys, let's suppose bank X plus bank Y, they have been basically merged, they have been amalgamated, and if any kind of new entity, that is bank Z, if it is formed, then it is called as bank amalgamation. What is the difference between the bank merger, guys? What is bank merger? Try to remember this particular thing. See, there are 6 7 A, B, C, D and E. These all are banks. If they have been merged under a new entity, that is basically called as bank X, and the name of that particular bank under which these such type of banks have been subsumed will not be changed, and it will remain bank X after that, even after being submerged. This is something so called bank merger. Very important kind of concept, guys. Try to remember each and every point in this regard. Bank amalgamation and bank merger are really important type of concept. Very important. One more thing in this regard, I just want to say, guys, please try to remember it. Who is the approving authority? Who is the approving authority specifically in India? In India, to approve the bank merger, try to remember it, guys. It is the cabinet. Right, first remember it, cabinet. It means the, guys, government of India generally used to give the nod in effective discussion, collaboration and cooperation with the Reserve Bank of India. They generally used to discuss it, and after being discussed, certain kind of decision, it is being made by the government of India. And, guys, ultimate order of the merger, try to remember it, ultimate order of merger, they are to be given by the government of India, right? And Reserve Bank of India, you know about it, that ultimate, guys, banking kind of regulation, it is to be done by the Reserve Bank of India. Ultimately, Reserve Bank of India will also be indulging in the discussion with the government of India. So ultimate decision, generally discussion with the government of India, and RBI used to make this type of decision. So I hope I have discussed each and everything in this regard. What is bank amalgamation? What is bank merger? What is the major difference between these two, and why it is really important? So you know about it. The best example of bank merger, guys, you know about it, that 5 subsidiaries. Please try to remember it. 5 subsidiaries of the SBI, they have been merged, and now one single entity, it is having the name as SBI. That is the best example of bank merger. And in case of the, guys, amalgamation, two separate entities that are basically merged, but the new entity or parent entity generally used to be the same. So let's move on to the next topic for today, guys. Stimulus, very important type of topic. In the wake of COVID-19 situation, you know about it. In the wake of COVID-19 situation, you know about it, that guys, stimulus that has been given by the government of India. But one of the recent report, it suggests that whatever stimulus that has been given by the government of India, it was not sufficient. So we will have to create any kind of sufficient pull, specifically of what? Specifically of, guys, economic stimulus. Another stimulus, it is to be given to the Indian economy, so that, guys, our economy can basically grow in a very fine or excellent type of way. And, guys, we can again attain the growth rate around 7.5% of the GDP. So first you need to know about it, what exactly the stimulus is. Stimulus, it means, guys, any kind of package, it is actually given by the given by the government. Please try to remember it, given by the government for the economic revival. For the economic revival, if any of the package that is given by the government, it is something so called stimulus. Try to remember it. There are certain parts, there are two type of policies which they are basically given or relief basically provided under it. The first one is, it is guys, monetary policy. Try to remember it, monetary stimulus, and the second one is, it is guys, fiscal stimulus. Please try to remember it, fiscal kind of stimulus. The first most important thing guys, under the stimulus it can be given. Try to remember each and everything under it, under the economic or under the monetary stimulus or monetary kind of policies, they are also being taken. Guys, the Reserve Bank of India generally used to decrease down the repo rate, reverse repo rate, CRR, SLR, and these kind of key policy rates, they are generally decreased, so that guys, the credit facility, try to remember it, credit facility can be extended in India. And guys, the investment, please try to remember it, investment can go up, and if the investment will be increasing guys, ultimately the production will definitely be increasing. So, and if the production will increase guys, our GDP again it will be in the reviving condition, right? So guys, this is something so called monetary stimulus. And in case of guys, fiscal stimulus, try to remember it, in case of the fiscal stimulus, government generally used to cut out the tax rates as well as disinvestment kind of things guys. Disinvestment, it is to be done, it is also being done by the government of India, right? So guys, under the stimulus, generally government used to provide the tax rebates. Please try to remember it, because guys, in the recession, in the time of recession, you know about it, income level of the person already it has been decreased. So, and if government will be imposing more taxes on their income, ultimately the saving rate, the saving of the people will definitely be decreasing. And ultimately, if the saving will decrease guys, ultimately in an economy, investment will definitely come down. And if the investment will come down guys, the capital formation, try to remember it, the capital formation will definitely come down, or it can be considered that production will definitely be coming down, and ultimately our GDP will come down. So that is why government generally used to give the tax rebates in these kind of conditions, so that more and more investment can be boosted, and if the investment will boost up, the GDP will definitely be revived. So guys, ultimately the package that has been given by the government in a recent report, that is suggesting that it is not sufficient. So I discussed each and every type of thing, which kind of package that has been given by the government to revive the economy. Monetary kind of package that can also be given guys, stimulus, it is also package of that one, as well as fiscal stimulus can also be given. One more point guys, I just want to make you understand in this regard, try to remember it, please try to remember it. Stimulus, I basically made you understand about the term of stimulus. The second term, it was recently coined in this regard guys, it is bailout. Please try to remember it, bailout, very very important kind of term. So guys, stimulus, it is given for the whole economy. If for the whole economic revival, any kind of package that is given, that is called as stimulus. And if for a particular company, let's say for the company X, if any kind of package has been given by the side of the government, then guys, this is something so called bailout. Try to remember the difference between the terms. Terms can easily be asked in the actual exam. What is stimulus? What is the difference between stimulus and bailout? Try to remember all of the things in this regard, because they are playing a very good role, very important role, especially in it, right? So what is stimulus, what is bailout? Try to differentiate these type of terms. Bailout, it is for categorically any kind of industry or for any kind of company, right? So let's move on to the next topic for today guys, green strategic partnership, and what exactly it is. You need to remember each and every point in this regard. So guys, recently India and Denmark, try to remember the countries between which any kind of important international deal it is signed. India and Denmark, try to remember it, India and Denmark, they have recently indulged in some kind of agreement that is called as green strategic partnership. Green strategic partnership, what exactly it is and what is the purpose of green strategic partnership, try to remember it, right? So guys, under the green strategic partnership, there are certain points they have been mentioned guys, that India as well as Denmark, Denmark, they will be working specifically to attain the goals. Try to remember it, to attain the goals, specifically to counter to combat the climate change, right? Combat the climate change kind of incident. So that guys, extreme weather events, try to remember it, extreme weather events can be basically come down like drought, like the drought kind of conditions guys, the flooding that is taking place especially in the region of Assam, and guys, the coastal areas which they are submerging under the sea coast, they can easily be decreased down, this kind of incident. So ultimately it can be said guys, under green strategic partnership. The country like India as well as Denmark will be having certain kind of partnership, so that we can attain the targets. Which kind of targets, guys? Ultimate targets. Some other targets I'm going to discuss, guys, under the Paris Agreement. You know about it. Paris Agreement that has been signed in which of the year, guys? In the year of 2015-16. In the which one? COP21, guys. Under the COP21 of UNFCCC, United Nations Framework Convention on Climate Change. The deal has been signed under the Paris Agreement, guys. Different INDCs have been set up for the different countries, whatever contribution they have done historically in the climate change or CO2 emissions, so that the climate change it has proved it has become as a triggering factor, especially for the climate change. So the historical contribution basis, certain kind of responsibility has been given in the under the Paris Agreement. So guys, India's INDC, try to remember it. It is 33 to 35% reduction in the level of CO2 by which of the year? By the year of 2030 as compared to the 2005 base year, right? Base year, so that guys, ultimately we will be able to counter the climate change, as well as our environment can easily, environmental pollution that can also be come down. So Denmark, we will also be, so please try to remember it, under the green strategic partnership, we will be introducing that type of technology, that kind of technology which Denmark is having, right? Which Denmark it is having, so that it can decrease down the emission level. Try to remember it. Emission level, especially in the developing country like India. Try to remember it, especially in the developing country like India, so that guys, our environment, it can become more and more clean in this regard. So I discussed each and everything. One more thing, guys, I just want to tell you. See, if there is any kind of excellent technology that is related to the vehicles, that is related to the vehicular emission, if the emission can be decreased by any kind of step, India would like to import this kind of technology in India, so that guys, green partnership that can be succeed in this regard, right? So I discussed any kind of thing between India and Denmark. What exactly the green strategic partnership it is, and what are the key important things which they can easily be categorized, they can be drawn down, especially from this type of partnership. So I hope you have understood it. Let's move on to the next point for today, guys. It is next topic for today. It is BOLDQIT project, and what exactly it is important, and what is the importance of this particular project, which has been basically rolled out by whom. And guys, the concerned authority, which is BOLDQIT project, try to remember it. So guys, border, the one more thing, try to remember it. It is, guys, border electronically dominated quick response streams kind of project, guys. This kind of project has been rolled out. Try to remember, again I'm repeating it, is, guys, again I'm going to repeat this type of project has been, please try to remember it, has been rolled out Ministry of Home Affairs, and any kind of, guys, paramilitary force, you know about it. BSF, it is basically bordering to the borders of India. So specifically, what is the purpose of this particular project? Try to remember the purpose of any kind of project that is strategically very important for India. The actual purpose of this particular project, it is, guys, those all areas, let's say Brahmaputra river, you know about it, Brahmaputra river, that is obviously, guys, it is having riverine or river bed of this particular area. It generally used to destroy those all places in which the fencing it is really difficult. In those all areas which they are actually demarcated as a boundary between India and Bangladesh. Right? Remember it, between India and Bangladesh, guys. So that any kind of project that can easily be launched in this regard. Let's suppose laser fencing. Try to remember it. Let's say laser fencing can also be done. Other kind of things, guys, important. Our border security forces, they can easily be equipped with that type of item, so that they can easily be able to trace any kind of illegal activity in those all areas where the boundaries it is really porous between India and Bangladesh, as well as, guys, as well as in some other regions of India, right? So ultimate purpose of BOLDQIT project, guys, border electronically dominant project, ultimately to decrease down, to deploy that type of technology in the border areas. Try to remember it, in the border areas in which our border between India and Bangladesh it is really porous, and to deploy our armed forces in those all areas it is really difficult, guys, because the conditions are really harassed. So that ultimately, guys, the projects like border fencing, better equipments of our paramilitary forces, so that any kind of illegal activity, if it is taking place, please try to remember it, any kind of illegal activity that is taking place on the borders of India and Bangladesh that can easily be traced, right? Traced by the armed forces like BSF of India, right, guys? So that guys, any kind of thing that is related to illegality can easily be stopped. And relation between India and Bangladesh, guys, try to remember it. Relation between India and Bangladesh that can become more and more sweet in this regard, right? So I discussed each and everything in this regard. What is bold QIT project, guys, and what exactly the importance purpose of this particular project is specifically for India. One more thing, guys, I just want to tell you in this regard, guys. Bold QIT project. Try to remember it. It is basically a project that falls under the aegis of. Please try to remember it. That falls under the aegis of comprehensive. Please try to remember it. Comprehensive integrated border management system. This particular system, or the actual activity, it has been launched by the Ministry of Home Affairs. Direct statement can be mentioned in the UPSC that recent project comprehensive integrated border management system has been started by which of the ministry. It has been launched by Ministry of Home Affairs, not by the Ministry of Defense. It has been launched, again I'm repeating it, it is, guys, launched by the Ministry of Home Affairs, under which laser fencing, better equipments of our paramilitary forces as well as CAPF forces, guys, so that our borders can be protected in a very excellent type of way, and any kind of illegal activity along our borders that can easily be stopped. So I discussed this particular project in a very detailed type of way. Let's move on to the next project for today, guys. Next topic for today, it is Forest Right Act. Very important kind of thing, guys. Try to remember each and everything in this regard. Forest Right Act of 2006, guys. So please try to remember it. If any kind of act that has been passed by the parliament, try to remember it. Any kind of act passed by the parliament, it is having the legality. It means, guys, legal right that has been conferred, right? Legal rights they have been given or granted to which one? Forest right or forest dependent community. Forest dependent communities I will be discussing in a detailed type of way. Let's wait. Forest Right Act 2006, guys, legal act, right? Legal guarantee or legal rights they have been conferred to what? To the, guys, first most important thing, to the tribes which they are residing. Please try to remember it. Tribes which are residing in the forest areas. In the forest areas, whichever tribes which are residing, as well as the other thing, guys, the right on the minor forest produces. Please try to remember it. Minor forest produces. What exactly the minor forest produces? It means, guys, let's say honey that has been collected by the forest dwellers. The other thing, guys, like tendu patta, or any kind of herbal medicine. Try to remember it. Any kind of herbal medicine that has been manufactured by the tribes by using the products which they were actually gathered or collected from the forest itself. So these all are exclusive rights under the Forest Right Act that has been granted. That, please try to remember it, that has been granted to the forest dwelling communities. It means to the tribal communities which they are residing in the forest areas. One more thing, guys, land rights under the FRA Act of 2006 that has been given to the tribes which they are residing in the forest areas, guys. Please try to remember it. Maximum land rights that can be recognized under it is 4 hectare. More than 4 hectare, any of the tribe or any of the person that is residing in the forest areas cannot be given or cannot be recognized. And who is the authority? Please try to remember it. The final authority specifically in this regard, it is, guys, ultimately the Gram Sabha. Please try to remember it. Gram Sabha, it is generally used to make the decision in this regard that this community will be having the land rights in this regard, and this community will be having the sole rights, especially on the products which they have been gathered by the tribal community, whichever they are residing in the forest areas, right? So Gram Sabha, it is having the complete rights on this particular one, and the land rights they can be recognized maximum up to the 4 hectare. And which of the generation, guys? Any of the tribe. Please try to remember it. There is also a definition that has been mentioned. Any of the tribe that is residing in the forest area. Please try to remember it. That is residing in the forest area, and that is residing in the forest area since last 75 years, or if the 3 generations which they are living in the forest areas, the land rights can be conferred to those all persons or those all tribes, right? So the two categorically criteria they have been mentioned under FRA Act of 2006, that 75 years it should live in the forest area, or 3 generations if they are living or residing in the forest areas, the land rights can be recognized, can be given to those all communities, right? So guys, three-tier mechanism. One more thing guys, is any kind of dispute. If there is any kind of dispute related to land rights or forest dwelling communities or related to forest products, please try to remember it, related to forest products, there is three-tiered mechanism that has been given. Gram Sabha, please try to remember it. Gram Sabha, it is having the right to recognize it. Then the Gram Sabha will be transferring it to the second level, and the guys ultimately district level screening committee, please try to remember it, district level screening committee, ultimately it used to make the final decision in this regard. Then it generally used to tell to the Gram Sabha that decision has been taken. Gram Sabha is the ultimate implementing agency of whatever decision that has been taken in this regard, right? So I discussed each and everything in this regard. What is Forest Right Act, how many which of the communities can claim the land rights which are basically belong to the forest areas, as well as to on which of the products they are having exclusive rights, right? Let's move on to the next topic for today guys, Malabar Exercise, and what is the importance of Malabar Exercise especially for India and in the current scenario as well, right? So guys, the Malabar Exercise, please try to remember it. Malabar Exercise being conducted, first you need to remember about it, it is a naval exercise. Try to remember it. It is a naval exercise, has been started in which of the year? Started in the year of 1992, and please try to remember some more facts in this regard guys. It is being held between India and United States of America, right guys, and started in the year of 1992. One more thing, in the year of 2015 guys, Japan has recently joined this particular exercise, and Japan, as of now, Japan is also participating nation in this particular important naval exercise. Important. So guys, it is basically enriching our relationship between United States, India, and guys Japan. We are having active engagement, especially in this kind of naval exercise. So that is why our relationship, it is getting more and more sweetened, right? The another thing that is exclusive in this regard guys, one of the recent news, it is coming out that all three countries are basically they will be holding some kind of talk in this regard, that either the Australia, try to remember it, Australia can be included in this one or not. They will be having certain kind of meeting in this regard. So that is why it is really important for all of you to know about it, that as of now it is being conducted, it is being held between US, India and Japan, and in Australia as of now it is not there. Why guys it is really important? Why they are thinking? You know about it, quadrilateral security dialogue guys, you know about it. There are four partners, US, Japan, India and Australia. These are the four partners which they are sitting in the guys quad. They are basically supporting and guys they are basically endorsing this type of thing, that free and open Indo-Pacific. It means guys Chinese invasion, especially in the South China Sea, it should be stopped. And guys, any kind of channelization of the funding, specifically for the aggressive policies by the China in the South China Sea for its army, it is to be stopped. So that guys, global commons, you know about it. There are global commons as well. I also discussed about it. There are global commons. The first one is guys Antarctica, the second is space, and the third one is guys high seas or open sea. They are global commons. It means guys each and every person is having exclusive right on the Antarctica, every person is having exclusive right on the space, and each and every person it means every person which are residing on the earth are having equal rights on all these three. So it means it is guys China, it is also an open sea, South China Sea. So it means it should be freed. Any kind of militarization of this particular sea, it will be creating the conflict between the countries which they are located in that particular region. And navigational, please try to remember it, navigational freedom or independence, it will also be curbed by the China itself, right? So that is why India is also trying to include the Australia, especially in the Malabar exercise, so that any kind of power can also be shown to the China, as well as integrity in this particular region as well, right? So let's move on to the next topic for today guys. We have discussed each and everything in this regard. All of the topics which I have discussed over here are really important. Try to remember each and everything in this regard. So guys, I discussed everything in a very extensive type of way. Forest Rights Act, what exactly it is, who can confer the Forest Right Act to which of the community, it is really important, right? So I discussed each and everything guys. Forest Act 1927, it is having actual definition of the forest, right guys? So please try to, one more thing guys, please one of the recent amendment that has been brought by the government of India in this particular act guys, bamboo grown in the non-forest areas, try to remember it. bamboo grown in the non-forest areas, it is no longer a tree. No longer a tree, it means as of now it has been recognized as a grass by the Ministry of Environment and Forest, by one of the recent one of the recent notification of Ministry of Environment and Forest. It means that type of bamboo that is being grown in which of the areas, guys, in the non-forest areas, it can easily be cut down, and guys, commercialization as well as income diversification of the farmers, it can easily be ensured by taking this type of decision. One more thing in this regard, guys, to you know about it, Government of India is having the target to double the farmers income by the year of 2022. By this particular step, guys, bamboo grown in the non-forest areas, for the commercial exploitation or commercial use, it can easily be cut it out, or it can be cut down. It will also diversify the farmers income, and ultimately it will be helping to the Government of India to attain the objective to double the farmers income by the year of 2022. And guys, a specific committee, Ashok Dalbai committee, that has also been set up for this particular purpose, right? So I discussed each and everything in this way, guys. I hope you have liked the session. Make sure that you like it, share it with the maximum friends so that all of these friends can get the benefit of it. So like and subscribe to the IS Network, like it and share it with the maximum friends, guys, as well as subscribe to the IS Network channel. Daily basis 7 p.m. we generally used to discuss the current affairs. Alright, guys, thank you for attending the class. Have a nice day. We'll be meeting right at tomorrow 7 p.m. Share it, subscribe to the IS Network, and guys, thank you for attending the class. Have a nice day and